Have you ever run into a real life Karen? I see a lot of Karen videos, okay? But I haven't really had a full Karen experience. I think God knows better, or the universe, whatever you want to believe. I think they know better not to put me in that situation. So if you have ever run into a real life Karen, I want to hear about it. But grab your beverage of choice. Cheers. I hope you're having a good day. Worked at a grocery store and a coworker put a 99-cent sticker on my shirt. We were 2 of maybe 5 employees, so we were all good friends and everything is funny when you gotta pass time on a shift, so I just left it there. Some woman came through my line and asked me why I had a sticker on my shirt, and I just kind of laughed it off. She asked me if I thought it was funny. And I was like, not really, but sorta. She asked if my coworker put it there, to which I responded yes. She told me she was going to speak to the store owner because it was disrespectful to behave that way at work. She told me to call my manager and I did, but he was a super cool guy and knew this lady was a friggin' idiot. She talked to the store owner and my manager about firing me to no avail. Can you guys imagine being that miserable in life that a 99-cent sticker on someone's shirt, on the back of someone's shirt, would faze you and your day?
I'm as mad as hell, and I'm not gonna take this anymore!
That is such weird behavior. I was a supervisor at Cost Plus World Market. A Karen comes in one night pushing a cart full of obviously used throw pillows, ew, and asks to return them. Of course, she has no receipt and instead wants us to just look her up in the system.
My goodness, what an idea.
Except she refuses to provide her information for us to try to look her up. She starts yelling at my cashier, and that's when I stepped in to tell her very politely and calmly that she either needs a receipt or needs to provide us her name and phone number. She starts screeching and screaming about how we're idiots and she'll get us fired, blah, 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 then demands an apology from the president of the world. I'm certain she meant the president of World Market, but in her bleached hair fury, she said, the president of the world, and I barely held it together as I calmly offered her the corporate feedback number. She wouldn't take it and instead walked out of the store still yelling and without her cart of dirty pillows. She returned about 20 minutes later, quietly apologized, and took her pillows with her. We never heard from her again. You want to know what this reminds me of? In the movie White Chicks, when they go up to the hotel counter or whatever, they're like, "Dear Mr. Vice President." They start writing a note to like the vice president. That's what that reminds me of. I saw it happen even though she wasn't mad at me. Once, me and my brother, we were around 7 at the time, were waiting in line when we looked down and saw an angry woman pushing past everyone to get to the front. Once she gets in front of us, she screams louder than ever at the man in front of us. The woman screams so many swears at this 17-year-old man for getting water in her hair. Me and my brother were not even the target, and we were scared. She also got mad at us when I told her that there were kids nearby. We were not the only ones. She then screamed at us because she didn't care. The weirdest part of this whole interaction was that it happened at a water park. The girl was mad at a man for getting wet even though she was at a water park. So dumb. No one who doesn't want to get wet goes to a water park, right? Or like at least with knowing and accepting the fact there's a chance you could get wet. You gotta have some kind of thought like, there's a possibility I might get splashed on, right? In a warm water physiotherapy pool, relearning to walk. I am being escorted at a precise depth for a reason by the therapist. Fast forward 2 seconds, woman barges into me, knocking me off my feet and into deeper water, snarling, I walk here every day at this time. After she stomped to the side of the pool, she got out. It was like 2 seconds of her life to cross that pool and 8 minutes of mine. I still marvel that anyone is that, well, that. Yeah. The Karen concept is hard, isn't it? Because I'm like, we're all human, and some people, their thought and their actions are just so disgraceful and disgusting. And it's like, how are we all human and like the same species on the same planet, yet you're that? I've said it before, I'll say it again, they should have their own planet. I work at a recreation center. We have a fantastic pool. It was a 300 person capacity. Oh, 300 people in a pool? That just feels gross to me. I'd rather swim in the ocean, fish, puke, People are probably peeing in there, but the ocean somehow still feels cleaner to me than that. It was a 300-person capacity due to the fact that the lifeguards cannot safely watch the whole thing with more people in it. A woman came in with her little girl and marched up to the counter. I said, "I'm terribly sorry, but our pool is at capacity right now. We can take your name and put you on our wait list, and as people leave, you can get in." The Karen did that thing that Karens do when they receive bad news. Kind of a, well, I've never had to wait before. My tax dollars paid to build this place. I reiterated my apology and included the information that too many people would make the pool unsafe. She turned to her kiddo and said, "Okay, sweetie, we have to go because the mean man won't let us in. Our swim day is ruined because of him." Real charmer. That's so annoying. Like, oh, I'm sorry that I'm trying to protect the children and the people swimming in this pool. I was working at a place that is kind of like Subway, but with pizza. That's awesome. Anyway, a family of 4 came in. Husband, wife, 2 kids. The wife is immediately mean-spirited and insulting. I put the company recommended amount of sausage, about half a handful, on her pizza. Instead of saying, "Oh, can I get some more sausage?" like a normal adult, she says, "What are you, dumb? That's barely anything. Put more." I do it with as genuine a smile I can and pretend she didn't just talk to me in that way. She then acts like a biatch to every single person on the line. The manager saw her the entire time and overheard what she said. Her husband and kids don't say anything, probably scared to say anything to her. She gets to the register and then complains about me and the other 2 people in the line. Manager defends us and asks her to leave the store and not come back. That, of course, was not the end of it. She called corporate to complain about being banned from the store. The district and regional managers are sent in. The situation is explained. Oh my gosh. They say we're all clear. That lady was insane. I also felt bad for her kids. Do they think that's normal behavior? Also, the husband didn't say a word or make contact with us, but I got the vibe from him that he was embarrassed. Poor guy. I only feel so bad because you're also an adult, right? And like those are your kids and you don't want your kids learning that lesson that that's how you treat people. That's crazy. I used to manage a restaurant. I had a lady complain about an issue with a previous order and she wanted something replaced. She didn't have what she wanted to return. She had a receipt dated October of last year. She came in to complain about it in January of this year. She went on to say the manager was a tall white guy that told her that she can replace it. I was the only manager at the time. I'm black. She threw a tantrum saying how she was never coming back and talking about complaining on Yelp. I'm glad I don't have to see her again. Anyone could walk in there and be like, "Yeah, you know, this girl, she had hair and she told me that I could come back and replace it." That's not gonna hold up. Oh my god. Oh, my goodness. My goodness gracious. I need some caffeine. I'm so tired. We got this. Energy. Energy. We have energy. There's something about Karens complaining about other Karens that we can't help but find hilarious. This Karen was upset after she drove 90 minutes out of the way to enjoy a beach day with her children, expecting it to be empty, only to find everyone else had the same idea. Who would have thought? She even ended up making the news for complaining. Oh my god, here's the news story, Lad Bible. Mom drives 90 minutes to beach, then complains about others doing the same. I can't. Y'all, give me a break, especially on a nice day. Like, you gotta think about it. If you're like, wow, what a beautiful beach day this would be. You think you're the only person who's thinking that? Please. You're crazy. The beach will always be busy with warm weather. Like, what do you mean? Parks, streets, and beaches. Summertime? Always packed. I will just assume they're gonna be packed. I used to own a photography store, sold cameras and did pictures for passports, etc. We opened at 1 p.m. on Mondays, but I happened to be at the store on Monday morning because I needed to get something and was planning on just grabbing what I needed and go home when Karen tried to get in through the locked door. Door had a sign on it that said we were closed and a sign with opening hours. I didn't turn on any of the lights, so it was also very dark inside. Karen started banging on the door. I was about to leave, so I went outside to tell her we were closed. Karen didn't take it well and immediately demanded to speak to the manager. I said that I'm the owner. She then proceeded to shout and curse, so much so that the manager of the supermarket across the street came out to help me. She then tried to make the supermarket manager force me to open my store almost 4 hours earlier. Didn't work. Never seen that woman again. You gotta be a special kind of delusional to think that you can waltz up to a closed store, bang on the wall, throw a tantrum, curse at someone, and have them open their business 4 hours early just for you. A little bit concerning. That's a little bit sociopath. I used to work at a coffee shop, and this one male Karen gets pissed that we don't have the small individual sized cartons of white milk. Like, raging. My coworker offered to give him some milk in a cup, but this just wouldn't do, you see. He continued shouting and hollering about the principle of the matter. Man, milk people are like, there's some people who take their milk very, very seriously. It needs to be a certain way, a certain temperature. Some people will only drink milk out of a carton, not in a bag. I've seen comments where I say that our milk's in a bag and people are like, because if they haven't been to Canada, milk in a bag is apparently very weird for them. I've never really thought of that. How do they get the milk in the bag and then seal it so perfectly that it all just stays in this big goopy bag? I'm talking about f***ing milk. I need to leave, okay? Stay classy out there, you guys. Stay sassy, and I'll see you tomorrow.